Lights, camera, action. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another adventure of Dallas Aquascaping Guy. I'm Charles, and today we are here with Barry, which you've seen a million times on the channel. And don't forget Stitch here. Stitch is brand new, so go ahead and say hi now because he's going to want to be in the video the rest of the day. So the reason that we're here today is Barry is having an amazing growth spurt in his tank, and some of the stuff is getting out of control, and he wants to make some changes. We'll get some close-ups so you can kind of see what all he's talking about, but what we want to find out is, why are you licking me so much, Stitch? But let's talk about what is your reason for wanting to change right now?
Well, it started off with, I'm just getting tired of, and I know it's a good problem to have, but the S. repens grows really quickly in the CO2 under this light. And I'm finding it's a struggle to get down 26 inches to it to start with, and it requires trimming quite a bit. So that is one issue. I really liked having the valley effect to give a little depth to the tank, and everything has come to the front now and is growing up to the point where I don't feel like the tank is capturing what I want it to anymore. So I want to try to recapture the valley, if you will, and maybe at the same time get rid of aquasoil and go to, we discussed going with a different look completely, which will be to repopulate the aquasoil here in the front with gravel, and and see how that looks, and then make some more decisions with other plants and stuff in the future.
Right. There's some other editing that probably will need to take place because, I mean, his tank is heavy everywhere. And when you remove everything from the bottom, it's going to be incredibly top heavy. So some editing may need to happen. But we're going to kind of play it through, kind of walk you through what we're doing. We'll show everything that we possibly can. Stitch will be in every single square inch of it, I think.
He will be.
So let's get started, shall we? everybody, and we are back. It is day 2 of Barry rescaping his tank. And woo, yesterday was a long one.
12 hours.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, some trials and tribulations, I guess you would say. But we learned a lot. There's some processes that we thought were going to be a little bit easier, but they proved to be a little bit of a challenge. But I think we persevered and came up with something really great. It's a little bit different. Barry pushed his limits on this one. I'm very proud of him.
or maybe you pushed my limits.
Someone has to do it. But we'll give you a quick little view of what the tank is looking like right now. Today we are going to finish pulling the soil out of the center right here and then be adding a sand path that's going to come down and fill into the foreground. There's a couple of edits of the plants, right? I think we're going to do yet still.
Yeah. Add some stuff back in and maybe take a few more things out. We'll see.
Yeah, and so let's get started. Hi, everybody, and we are back. It is day 3 of rescaping Barry's tank. It took us about 15 hours, but it wasn't solid working the whole time. So basically, we would do one thing and then kind of sit back and evaluate what was happening. We had a couple of challenges along the way. I think we learned a couple of things. What would be your biggest?
Well, I've never gravel vacked out an entire front of 2 inches of aqua soil before, so we siphoned that out, and you have to have the proper hose to do it, and the shorter in length so the gravel and the muck doesn't get backed up and stop the hose up. Turned into a little bit of a challenge, but we finally figured it out, and it worked really well, FYI, after we got it figured out. Short hose and a good hose.
Yes.
No kinks or anything in the hose.
Exactly. And let me just tell you, it took us 3 iterations of this. The first tube, and then we cut it. The second tube didn't work. We had to cut a third tube. And then once we finally got it working, we realized we didn't film a single bit of that. So yesterday, when we came back, before we did the sand, there was some editing that needed to be siphoned out, and so we were able to catch a little bit of that. Yeah. A couple of things you may notice also is there's a whole lot more area in the center of this tank now. An entire branch came out. We had to, once we saw that and we saw how much space it opened up, then we had to start talking about the Monte Carlo and the other things that were up high, which I had mentioned earlier that the tank was going to be top heavy. Reluctantly, Barry came in.
Kudos to Charles on the branch. I was, you fall in love with your tank and you don't see some things sometimes, and it was a little bit heavy in the middle, and with a little nudge from Charles, we were able to pull it. We were able to pull it out. So, and I'm thrilled about it. It looks much better. I like the space and the openness of the tank that it brought forward. Fish, I think, are liking it too because they have a lot of more room to float to swim
swim
tank.
around. Yeah. And you would not believe we pulled out trash bags full of plants. So if anybody wants any, I think it came out really, really good. It's a whole lot brighter now than it was before. So what we'll do is we'll get some video and kind of show you what it looks like now. And I hope you enjoyed the journey with us. And we'll see you again on the next one.
Take care.